So I hope by now you're starting to get the idea that negative feedback causes more negative feedback from the universe. Negative emotions cause more negative things to come back to you. So this is why it's really important to rewire that mindset that you have to a more positive outlook, because the more positive you are, the more positive things will come back to you. And I'm not saying to go from, hey, I feel awful, but I think I deserve $1 million, you know? It doesn't work like that, because yes, you want it, but in here, you don't feel like you deserve it yet. Or maybe you think that you deserve it, but for some reason, it's still not working out. Why? Why doesn't it not work out that way? Well, there's another step in this. I'm sure there's several steps, but I'm trying to break it down in the easiest way for everybody to comprehend as much as possible. So what you want to start out with is practice. You want to practice this change of mindset. You can't, when you're a manic depressant, you can't just flip your brain into being a complete different person. It doesn't work like that, right? You have been this person for so long, you can't just stop being that person. It doesn't, you don't just switch. You know, it would be nice, and if there are people out there that can do that, that's praise out to you. Like, that's cool, that's awesome. But most people, they can't just switch from being manic depression. Like, that's, and going back to my first video, like when I was saying, you know, medicine is a Band-Aid, I was meaning it as, the reason I was saying that, you know, it's not that positive to take it is because a lot of the medicines out there for manic depression causes numbing to happen, and if you can't feel, then you're not changing any of your emotions, and it's important to be able to change those emotions. Standing at a same feeling constant doesn't allow for anything new to come in. So that's why I was saying it's kind of a Band-Aid. Yeah, you're fixing how you feel for that moment and keeping yourself sane. But you know, I've never been on manic depression medicine, but this is what I've been told a couple different times, that it really just numbs you out. And that was my concern when I was mentioning that in the very first video. So I just wanted to like put that back out a little bit more in detail. Okay, so now you're seeing that, you're understanding everything that I've been saying up to this point, I'm assuming, because I've been going into detail. You know, I'm a detailed type of person that, you know, you're in a car, you don't have to know how the car works in order to, you know, how the engine works in order to get the car to move. You know how to make the car move and go, but I'm trying to give more detail, because for those that do suffer, and want to change, like people with manic depression, they don't want to be manic depressed. It's not what they want. It's just, I mean, there's some trauma that hit, and then more trauma that hit, and then they got in this mindset of trauma is my life. I am a victim. I will always have something terrible happening to me. And then as they start getting that mindset, it's just going to keep piling up, and the more it keeps piling up, the worse it's just going to keep getting. So you can't just change overnight. It's something you have to step by step start changing. So my life is horrible. My life sucks. Okay, well, the process to rewiring is you want to switch over. Like, the moment you catch yourself saying these things, you have to stop yourself. Like, constantly, in the beginning, you have to constantly listen to what you're saying to yourself. It's really, really important to catch every negative thing that you even say. I mean, some people say negative things on a 24-hour basis, to the point to where it's like their whole life or their whole day of this. So at least for 5 to 10 minutes in a day, sit down and think. Like, just whenever you start thinking, just try and think of only positive aspects of your life. And this is the beginning of how to rewire in a new positive mindset. So for those who are suffering at like high levels of manic depression, take 5 minutes out of your day. This is the first step for you. 5 minutes of your day and think of only positive things. My life always sucks. Okay, well, stop for a second. Do you have a roof over your head? Probably, yeah. If it's not even a house, you might have a car. Okay, so you have a car. You still have something. If you don't have the car, maybe you have a friend's place. You still have something in your life to be grateful and thankful for. I am thankful to have a house, or I am thankful to... Okay, so I have a house and there's a roof on it, and I have AC, and I have heat, and those are great things to be happy about. I have clothes that I can wear every day. I have a place where I can do laundry, and I have the money to do that laundry if it costs for coins. Like, okay, so here we are doing a little bit of a rampage going on a little bit. Okay, so say, okay, I have a job. I don't make enough money to pay my bills. Stop. We're not talking about negative things. This is 5 minutes of just positive only. Okay, so forget that you don't have enough money to pay your bills. Okay, I have a job. Every other week or every week I get a paycheck. Like, that is great because I have a job. You know, you don't want to think that about the negative aspects, because we are trying to bring in positive aspects at this moment. So drop anything negative. If you catch any word of anything negative, that's the thing that you want to stop on. Okay, so I have a job. It doesn't pay the bills. No. I have a job and I get paychecks every week. I get paychecks every other week. I get a paycheck. That is important. I get income. Okay? So this is where you want to make sure that you're staying positive. These 5 minutes every day is going to be really beneficial for you to help restarting to rewire you. You've been doing this for years of negative talk, and now you have to start brand new like a baby, taking 5 minutes a day until you can get used to, in 5 minutes, of coming up with something positive to say throughout that time. And keep doing this daily for like 21 days in order to start rewiring that. It takes 21 days to get your mind to see that as something natural. So then it was like 21 days, 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks, but do it for 3 weeks, okay? To like really ensure it. Now, once you can get the 5 minutes down, try your best to do like 5 minutes in the day and 5 minutes in the night, or, you know, twice in a day, to try to start filling that in your life more often. And this is going to start retraining your brain and rewiring it to see positive aspects only, because the positive aspects is how you're going to get things to you on a universal level to get the desires that you are trying to get in your life. So if you're manic depressant and you can only think in a negative outlook, you need to train your brain to reconstruct this into a positive outlook. So this is your first steps to changing. Okay, so let me get you just a few more examples of staying in a positive mindset. So, okay, you want the 5 minutes in the day, 5 minutes in the evening, and then you also, you know, eventually after 2 weeks of that, then you, or 2 or 3 weeks, and then you want to step up, and then, okay, so you don't have time during your lunch break in the afternoon, that's fine. But 5 minutes in the day, and then throughout your day, if you catch yourself saying something negative, stop yourself and then try and think of something else. Like, oh, look, the sun's out. Oh my God, that's so amazing. I'm getting some B12 because I'm standing outside and the sun is out. Like, you know, take those moments to just redirect your thought. Like, say you're thinking of, oh my God, my child's at home. I need a babysitter. Like, this is going to be like the worst thing ever. Okay, you're putting yourself down, like things are going negative. And so when you see that happening, stop for that few seconds and redirect your mindset and just, oh, the sun is out, it is beautiful, and it's a really beautiful day, I'm getting a nice little glow on my skin because the sun is out. Like, just redirect yourself for a second and like bring yourself back up. You know, you want to try and remain in a higher set point of vibrational output. So then with a more positive mindset, think, okay, so I need a babysitter. Let me see who I can call. There's got to be somebody available. That's a positive way of saying I need a babysitter for this child that my health's up on. Like, you know, just take a few seconds, take a deep breath, think of something positive, and then go back and try your best to redirect yourself and look at it in a positive manner. Just throughout your day, whenever you catch yourself going this way, try and redirect yourself and go that way. So don't worry about it right now. Put the first step in motion first, where you're just focusing on it for 5 minutes a day for 2 to 3 weeks. Just get that step first, then switch over to 5 minutes in the day, 5 minutes in the evening, 5 minutes when you first wake up, 5 minutes when you first go to bed, or right before you go to bed. And then do that for 2 or 3 weeks. And then after that, then do 5 minutes in the day of trying to stay positive, and then work throughout your day, catching yourself and trying to redirect yourself in a positive outlook. And then at night, go to bed. Right before you go to bed, try and spend those 5 minutes also. So this is step by step on how to rewiring your brain to a more positive outlook when you've been stuck in such a mental state, like driving yourself mad.